Hey Safari pals, it's Kip Safari. Do you know what Superman's weakness is? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's kryptonite. It's this weird looking rock. Do you know what Kip Safari's weakness is? It's this thing right here. Now, you may not have seen one of these before, but I sure have. It's called a chunky bar. Now you might say, Kip Safari, why is that a weakness? It's got milk chocolate in it, peanuts, all kinds of other good stuff. Well, the reason it's a weakness is because every time I see one of those, I don't feel very proud of myself. Let me tell you a little quick story. So when I was about 5 or 6 years old, I didn't have any money, I didn't have a job, and I was at the grocery store, and I remember seeing a chunky bar by the checkout stand. And I looked around, and my mom wasn't there, nobody was there, and guess what I did? I stole the candy bar. I stole a chunky bar. Now, I wasn't a Safari pal then, so that's not the worst thing I could have done, but it wasn't anything I should have done, right? So anyway, I thought I was going to get away with it. And when I got to the car, I kind of slid it up underneath the seat like that so nobody could see it. But guess what happened? My mom opened the back door to put my seatbelt on, and the sunshine shone down on that chunky bar, and it reflected, and she said, "What's this?" And she pulled that up. And I said, just kind of looking at it, and she said, "Where did this come from?" Now, Safari pals, I had to make a decision. Because like Kim the Kelp Perch, I had to stop and think. I had to stop and think. Because I could have told another lie, right? I could have said it was one of my sisters. I have a bunch of those. But nobody was in the car with me. I could have made up a lot of excuses. Instead, like we all know, when you mess up, you gotta fess up. And I said, I stole the candy bar. And now my mom, she was not very happy with me. And so instead of giving me a spanking, which I kind of wish she did, and letting me go, she took me back into the store. Now I had to go see Mr. Ray. Now Mr. Ray was the store manager. And I had to tell Mr. Ray that I had stolen a piece of candy from his store. And so he and my mom got together, and they decided that Kip Safari needed to sweep the floors. So that's exactly what I had to do. I had to sweep the floors at Mr. Ray's store. And I didn't even get the chunky bar. So there I was 10 years later, when I was about 16 wanting to get my first job. And guess who gave me my first job? Mr. Ray at that same grocery store. Now here's the thing. The thing that I told Mr. Ray is that when you mess up, you gotta fess up, but I also promised that I would never steal anything ever again. And I didn't. And Mr. Ray believed me. He gave me a second chance. And so Safari pals, that's what I want you to do, is to work on being honest. Now look, I shouldn't have taken the candy bar to begin with. Then I wouldn't have had any of that trouble, and it would have been all good. But even when I messed up, I had to fess up. And then I had to promise I would never do it again, because it's always best to be honest. Just like Laura and Lew the Lionfish. Thanks, Safari pals. Surf's up. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.